Hello guys, welcome once again. In the last video I have given you an overview of an Android app, and in this video we are gonna be making a simple calculator using Android. And how can you make that calculator and how can you implement that? A simple calculator I will tell you shortly, but first you need to go to Android developer website, and here you need to see this, the activity graph, the activity shape, or anything else you can call. So how activity works and how activity can be implemented and what is the activity life cycle, you will come to know all about that. And for that purpose you need to study a little bit from that link, and I will put that link into the description of the video. Okay, so first study that a little bit and then come to this video. So it is recommended. So this is the main activity.java, as I have told you in my previous videos. So in here you can see, as I have told you, that main activity is inherited from activity and multiple inheritance has been done. If you see, this class is here, this is app comp activity. So if I want to go to that class, what I need to do, I need to press control, and when I will press control on my keyboard, I will I will make this class clickable. So when I will click this, I'll reach to something like this, right? So this was the app comp activity class, and you can see that multiple inheritance is being done here, and this has been inherited from fragment activity. And when you again press control, you will make this clickable, and when you will click that, you will go to the base fragment activity. When again hit control, again press click, and do it until you reach to the main activity class. So just I want to show you the main activity, so that's why I'm clicking that. So control, and you can see that the main activity class is right here. But in that way you can see that multiple inheritance being done. One class is being inheritance from activity, and then the other class is being inherited from this class that has been inherited from activity. So there is a multiple inheritance, you can say. So now I'm going to close all these classes and I'm gonna be focusing on activity main class, right? So it's gone here, so no problem. What I will do, I'll go to the app, I'll go to the resource or Java, and in here I'll be having the main activity class, and there it is, main activity. So I'll double click on that and it will be opened. So now we have this application hello world. So what I will do, I will just simply remove this, or I will delete this. Okay, so we are going to make a simple calculator, and I'm going to show you one aspect, either addition, either subtraction, either multiplication or division, one of them, and the rest of them you will be doing it yourself. You can do that very simply. You just have to change the sign in the code. Okay, so let's get started. And first of all, you will come here, and as we have to add numbers, so we'll search here number, this one. So we will drag this field right here. Okay, so you can see that this field is here. When you double click on that, you can put any text here, and this text will be appeared on the screen. But we don't want to print out anything, right? We want to take the input from user, so we'll not do that. So you can see that at id, there is an id that we'll use in our code, so remember that. So again I need a second field for that. Oops. Okay, drag it out here, and when you will double click on that, you will see this type of thing. Again, we don't need to put text, and you can see that id is added text too, that will be using in our code. So now I have two fields. User will give the input, but I also need a button. When user will hit the button, we'll get the result, right? So go on, search for a button here, and I think we got this. Yes, this is the button. So drag it out. This is, you can see the new button. So double click on that and you will see the text, and on this text, let's say we want to add two numbers, so I just name it as add, and what I need to do, I'll just replace that wherever you want. Okay, and now in C#, if you remember, we used to double click on the button and it will automatically create the event of the button for you. But here the story is a little bit different, and we'll do that shortly. But before that, we got to see our output right on here somewhere. So for that, we can take any of these text, small text, medium text, large text, any of that. So let's say I'll take large text here, and I rename it as result or something, result, let's say. Okay, so now when I will enter one number and the second number, when I will hit the add button, my result will be shown here. Okay, so let's go ahead and write the code. So for that, we'll go to the main activity and we'll go and we'll write the code outside this protected void on create method, and we'll write here our code, but we got to write that inside a function, right? So remember that in here in the main activity class, whatever you need to implement, you got to have a function for a button. Okay, so we write here public void and button add, this is the name of the function, and in here we got to have a class, predefined class, and that is view v. Okay, view okay, view v, let's say. All right, so you can see that this is showing me an error because we have to import something. So for that purpose, what we will do, we'll come here, we'll hover over it, and when we will hit alt plus enter, you can see that it is saying to import class. So when we will hit import class, the necessary things will be imported, and when you will hover over it, you can see all the classes, and here you can see in the last you can read import android.view.view on the third number, right? So now you can also see that by plus and minus, right, like this. Okay, so now it's time to write the code for adding two numbers, and in the same way you can write the code for subtraction, multiplication and division. You just need to change the sign in and show you shortly. So write the code, and for that I will write here edit text, right? This is the Android widget class. So let's give it an object, and that is object1, obj1, let's say. And now I need to specify that this is edit text. Okay, and what I need to do, I need to find this edit text field, and I'll find it by its ID. If you see that its ID is edit text, right? So I'll find it, and for that it will take the number that will user give, and it will store it in this obj1. Okay, so after that I'll write here find view by ID. You can see Android Studio is an intelligent ID, so that's why it is showing you this. So double click on that, and in here you need to write something like this r dot ID, and after this dot you need to paste the ID of the, sorry, this was something else pasted in my clipboard. So or.id, you need to write here edit text, because the ID of the first edit text is edit text. Okay, so that's why I have written it here. And for the second one, I also need to do the same. And what I will do, I will copy this line and I'll paste it, and I will just change the ID and I will give it a new object name. Simple as that. Oops. Okay, so copy it, copy, paste, and from here just change the object name, that is obj2, and in here you can see the ID of this is edit text 2, right? So just write here edit text 2. Okay, so now what I need to do, I have these two numbers, and this both of the numbers that user has given, one is stored in obj1 and one is stored in obj2, and we know that. Okay, so in the next line what I need to do, I need to specify this text. I need to take this ID, and I also need to store its value in the object. And when that object will be made, what I need to do, I need to store the result or copy the result, the given result, into the object of this. Okay, so let's see how can we do that. For that purpose I will write here text view, and text view, as all of you know, that text view is the one class that represents the text view widgets in our Android Studio. Okay, so I will give it an object, and that is t, let's say, and in here I'll specify that this is the class of text view. So this is the difference between C# and Android Studio, the Java that being used in Android Studio. So now the same thing, that I need to find it view by ID, and in here I just need to write r dot id dot in the same way, and I will go to activity and I will double click on that, and I will find its ID, and that is this text view, right? So I'll write here r dot id dot text view. Okay, so now we are done with these three things. So coming to the next point is that we now will define two integers. For example, the first is number 1 and n1, and we'll write here the code, and that is integer dot parse int. Okay, so we'll write this, and then what we will do, inside this bracket we'll take this object that we have created for the where the value will be stored. Okay, so from this object we need to get the text, right? We'll get the text, whatever it is, and then we'll convert it to string. Okay, so because in the text field the value is being given in the format or in the data type of text, so you got to change that text type to the string, and then you will change it to the integer gradually. And similarly, if you want to go from integer to the text, you got to change that integer to string, and then you will change it to the text value. Okay, so now for the next thing, for the next number, I got to do the same. So I'll copy this line here from here, and I will just change the number. Okay, so copy this and paste it here. Okay, and just change the variable name. This is for number 2, and in place of obj1 I'll write here obj2, as I have to take this second number from the user into the consideration, and now I will add them both by taking a simple integer value, and I'll write here n1 plus n2. So simple as that. If you want to subtract, you just got to minus here. You want to divide, you just need to change the sign. Okay, from here, and the rest of the code will remain same. Okay, so now what I need to do, I have got the result, but this add got the result, and I need to store it in text view, and for that I will use this object of text view, and I will write here t dot set text, and inside of that I will write integer with a capital I, integer dot to string. As I have told you, that if you want to convert an integer to the text, then you got to do this integer first got converted into toString, and then it will convert it into the text. Okay, then it will be displayed same like that, where we have converted the text to toString from here, and then we have converted it into integer, and then we'll store it. Okay, so same case is like that, and we are pretty much done here. But now one case remains, that how our Android Studio knows that this code is for this button, right? This code we have written here, how our Android Studio knows that this code is for this button. For that purpose, you got to select this button, and then you need to come here to the properties, and then you will search here for you'll search here for on click property here. So you will see that combo. So when you will click that, you can see the button add function that we have created is appearing here. In here you can see that the function name is button add. Okay, so when you will create that function, all of your function will be appearing here on click combo. So you got to select this button add here, and automatically it will, when you will hit this button, it will come to know which part of code it needs to execute, and that is this part. Okay, so let's go ahead and run our program via our Genymotion emulator that I have told about you to install, how to install that. So we'll run from here. So you will see that our Genymotion emulator has started, and this is our emulator or mobile phone, Android mobile phone emulator. So now what I need to do, I'll go here and I will hit this triangular button. This is called as run. So I will run my program, and when I will run my program, a list of my emulator will be shown, and I will select a Genymotion Android phone that I have given it a name. You may have given a different name. So select this and hit OK, and your app will start running, and Gradle will be start building shortly. So we will wait for that. So when you will see the message indexing here, that means your app is about to start in here in your emulator, and you can see that our app has got started. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to go here and add a random number from my from my keyboard. Let's say 1 2 3 and 1 2 3, and we know that it will give a result of, I guess, 246. And when we will hit this add button, you can see that 246 appears here. So let's check it for a bigger number, and let's click add, and you can see that it is showing us the result. And in the same way, you can hit it and you can make a calculator for subtract and division and for multiplication, and very well, you don't have to change anything. You just need to change the sign from here, and you just need to put it here minus for subtraction, and for division that backslash, and for multiplication the asterisk, and that very well. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you have learned something new. Please do comment, subscribe. Bye for now.